Today, we're going to talk about Estonia. A lot of tourists never consider visiting Estonia. In fact, some visitors are unsure of the country's exact location. Nestled between Scandinavia, Europe, and Russia, Estonia is a stunning country with world-class cuisine and a distinct culture. Estonia should be on your list if you want a change of pace from the typical European vacation. This former Soviet state, one of the least populated in Europe, is filled to the brim with preserved medieval cities, magical forests, and ancient traditions. Estonia has some of the world's cleanest air. The country shares the top spot in clean air indexes, and other environmentally friendly countries like Finland and Scotland. Since you can't take all that fresh air with you, take a deep breath in and let all that good oxygen fill your lungs while you're there. Let's find out what more Estonia has to offer and the top 5 things that you can do while you're on a holiday there. Take a walk towards the horizon at Seawall Pärnu. This mile-long promenade of piled-up boulders extends from the sea to the marshy swamps, providing walkers with stunning views of the Baltic Sea coast. It appears to be a long, rocky road as it approaches the horizon. Legends narrate that a man who wanted to see the stars and the moon up close is said to have built the seawall. Locals enjoy sitting or taking walks there, whether or not the sky is filled with stars. A more well-known piece of local lore claims that if a couple kisses at the wall's end while walking along it, they will stay together forever. Whether you hop from rock to rock on the jetty while holding hands with your lover or not, it's a challenging but rewarding experience. To avoid any nighttime boating accidents, a red and white channel marker, about the size of an adult, marks the end of the pier. The seawall has become one of the most important symbols of Pärnu. When the water is low, you can even see parts of the old wooden seawall. Check the water levels before stepping out across the stones. The wall is completely submerged during high tide, and rain can also make it extremely slick. Visit the AHHAA Science Center. Want to have an entirely different science museum experience? You've come to the right place. You can enjoy science, excitement, adventure, and fun simultaneously at the AHHAA Science Center. You are sure to learn something new in the center's inviting learning environment. The center provides a completely different and fun perspective on the rulings and laws of biology, physics, and chemistry that you otherwise dread learning. The majority of the exhibits are hands-on, so you can experiment with everything, whether it's in the planetarium, the school lab where you can make educational materials, or the science theater. Located in Tartu Center, AHHAA Science Center is an adaptable and totally unique location that can be rented for a variety of purposes. For corporate and social events with 10 to 700 guests, it provides a variety of uncommon meeting and event spaces. It is particularly well-liked for cocktail parties and conference receptions. You can even organize a birthday party here. Now, isn't it a fun thing to do? Picture the migrating birds in Matsalu National Park. It is a true haven for bird lovers and one of Europe's most significant waterfowl resting areas, located between the Arctic and Western Europe. The park houses the surrounding Väinämeri Sea and Matsalu Bay's coastline, as well as the delta of the Kasari River and close to 50 islands and islets. The Matsalu wetland is significant internationally because it still contains some of the semi-natural landscapes that have become extremely rare in Europe. Over its 9,700 hectares, various kinds of meadows can be found. Broad flood meadows and coastal grasslands are the main types of meadows to be found here. Additionally, there are dry boreal Namoro grasslands, plodifying grasslands, alvar grasslands, and wooded meadows. The Kasari River, one of Estonia's longest and biggest rivers, which flows through Matsalu National Park, floods several of these after the snow melts. On the park's grounds, there are 6 unique watchtowers and 3 hiking trails of varying lengths. At the Matsalu National Park Visitor Center, you can learn a lot about the national park and see a fascinating display of native animals and birds. In the spring and fall, when birds are migrating, Matsalu National Park is the main gathering place for cranes, swans, ducks, and geese on the Estonian coast, which makes it the best time to visit the park. Over 2 million birds pass through Matsalu each year due to its location along the eastern Atlantic migration route. You will witness the unforgettable sight of vast flocks of birds if you visit during the spring or fall bird migration periods. A sight to lean on. Tour Tallinn's Old Town. The only appropriate response to the question, is the Old Town just a life-size museum? Would be, of course not. Its inclusion on the UNESCO World Heritage List attests to its value as a treasure, because Tallinn has been able to completely preserve its medieval and Hanseatic era architecture. Tallinn Old Town is now cherished by locals and tourists alike, with restaurants, bars, museums, and galleries, bringing much life to its historic city center. Tallinn Old Town was once a home to wealthy merchants, settling from Germany, Denmark, and beyond. Tallinn, unlike many other European capital cities, has been able to completely preserve its medieval and Hanseatic architecture. But it also demonstrates that it's vibrant and constantly changing by the sheer volume of significant and exciting events that continue to occur there. Estonians welcome home their heroes, who have achieved notable feats abroad in the Town Hall Square, the center of the Old Town. Estonians and visitors from other countries visit Town Hall Square during the summer for the Old Town Days and Medieval Days. You can tour across Tallinn's upper and lower Old Towns, and here you can learn about its more than 800 years of history. You can also get to know the city's heyday and decline, wars, and city life, as well as trade, wealthy merchants in the lower town, and the interesting paths of the nobles in the upper town. There are no better views than those from the Old Town Wall, its towers, and the observation decks on Toompi Hill. You'll quickly understand why so many visitors have called Tallinn Old Town mystical, mesmerizing, and addictive. You just need to spend a day in an authentic medieval setting. The Old Town is like a good book, revealing delightful secrets to those who read past the cover. The Gothic Castle, Curacao Episcopal. On the large island of Saarima's southwestern outskirts, with the Western Sea in the background, it is this early 13th century structure. The location was chosen because it was where the main roads from the inner Saaremaa converged. Guarded by the stone-faced earth bastions and surrounded by a moat, it is the only medieval stone castle in the area that has stayed intact and is the best preserved castle in the Baltic. The castle's grounds are always accessible to the general public, but you must purchase a ticket to see the Saaremaa Museum's castle branch in order to access the keep. While the main floor is designed with a 2-nave representational rooms, a chapel, a festive refectory, and covered arcades, the first floor is partially below ground level and serves as a storage space. Normally, the top floor was used for defense. The Sturvolt defensive tower is located on one quarter, and its more slender sibling, the tall Herman Watchtower, which is split off from the rest of the stronghold by a deep pit that was crossed by a drawbridge, is located nearby. Throughout the summer, outdoor concerts are held in the castle yard, and archery is an option as well. On the eastern wall is a monument honoring the 90 people the Red Army massacred there in 1941. A sizable memorial to 300 people who were executed during the Nazi occupation is located on one of the island's ramparts, beyond the castle wall. The bird's-eye view of the castle is magical, both in winters and summers, when it's covered in fog or when it's surrounded with lush green trees. Definitely worth the visit. In addition to the above-mentioned spots and activities, Estonia has much more to offer. The 3,000-kilometer coastline of Estonia welcomes visitors to its ports, islands, and paddling opportunities on its rivers and lakes. For those who enjoy adventure and adrenaline, as well as more tranquil leisure, there are numerous options. For those seeking something leisurely yet memorable, Estonia offers sea tours on historic ships, kayaking and canoeing for those who prefer to explore on the move, and of course, windsurfing for those who want to dive right in. The Vandu Marathon will also put your endurance to the test if you enjoy sports and competition. You must travel 100 kilometers of occasionally dangerous river in one day, which is an incredible challenge to fulfill. Now that you're well acquainted with Estonia and the fun activities that you can do here, did it make it to your bucket list? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, where to next?